Good morning and welcome to our panel discussion by the Agency for Business and Economic Development. Oh, I will switch to here. This is for my panelists. I'm very happy that you're with us today and want to talk about how to leverage e-commerce in developing countries and least developed countries. So, like you heard, my name is Corinna, and my main job is to be advising the German and European markets on everything regarding development cooperation and digitalization. I do that with the Agency for Business and Economic Development at the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. They are financing our project. And today, I have with me three awesome panelists, and I want to explain to you a little bit who they are and what they are doing. So, transformative power of e-commerce for sustainable development leveraging. We have Judith. Judith is an experienced e-commerce professional. She has a lengthy record and worked with startups, various sizes. You were with the UN for 6 years. You had cooperation with ITC. And you help the business to growth, scale, and entry into new markets in various options. Today, you are the e-commerce and business development lead at the social impact startup White Label project. Welcome on the panel.
Thank you.
And on the for you, right-hand side, we have Zach. Zach has a background in SAP and transitioned to entrepreneurship. He founded a VC-backed B2B, so business-to-business wholesale marketplaces that connects African producers with European retailers. Now he's an impact investor and tries to bridge Africa and Germany for added value. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And in the middle, Thoralf Schneider. He's how he calls himself. Visionary yet pragmatic serial entrepreneur who is addicted to e-commerce. And he recently became a member of the board at the Logistic Natives Association. Congratulations on that, and welcome on the panel.
Thank you.
So, you know who they are now, but why are you here? What is the main goal of your company, respectively association? Why were you founded? Judith, you want to start?
Yeah, let me start. Yeah, White Label Project. Why was it founded and when was it founded? It was founded in 2019 by Ann-Kathrin Sotz and Caroline Förster. Ann-Kathrin is actually here today. With the mission to empower women globally through e-commerce. We are a digital concept store, a community platform, and a boutique consultancy working specifically with women-led businesses in the global south. We work now with more than 40 brands in fashion and design across around 20 countries, ranging from Mexico, Colombia, India, Tanzania, so really covering the entire world. And about the why and the rationale behind, I think the biggest motivation was to really move away from reducing our partner brands to pure manufacturers and investing in brand development and helping them to capture more values in the countries of origin. So these are the key motivators behind White Label projects.
Investing into women-led business in a lot of different developing countries and helping them to create sustainable business. Thoralf, Logistic Natives, what do you do? What's your mission?
Thank you. What's our mission? It's a little bit of all. So we are not a kind of a classical lobbying association organization. All of our members get a little bit rid of classical associations like that. So we decided 3 years ago to found our own organization. And we are all guys from the business. We try to find all these different things you need for, we name it modern commerce, into our organization, and so we are guys from consulting, from software companies, from logistic companies, and our key focus is modern commerce, everything belongs to that, and that's not only logistics. It's all the other stuff you need to do good e-commerce. And the second important focus of us is the African continent overall. And what we do is, yes, we do a little bit lobbying, but not that much. We are all together to do projects, and that's our key focus. And we try to bring all our members together, and then we go out in the field and find the goals, find the targets, find the issues, and then we work for it together with our African partners, and that's what we stand for.
Okay, perfect. Connecting everything regarding modern commerce, different stakeholders, a lot to learn. Zach, you have a little bit of a special profile. What is your mission with leveraging e-commerce?
I think for me, first of all, it started really personal. So I had an awesome job working for SAP. And then at some point, I started realizing that I really want to do something super meaningful. And I grew up in Morocco. I grew up in Africa. So I always was thinking, how can I help people back in my home country, but also like continents? So I spent quite some time reflecting on that. And I came to the decision that helping a lot of producers, small producers that are producing great products there, export more to the global worlds, that it will basically help them by bringing more foreign income to them. So this is the initial idea behind Wanda. And in general, I would say my life mission is really just to help people in Africa connect with the world, make commerce with the world. There's so many opportunities there. And since I have built this startup, I have been also on the ground working with a lot of producers there. There are a lot of amazing opportunities. And my life mission is to just tell the world, Germany here, that go and invest in Africa, go and connect with all these great skills, great talents in Africa, and just do business basically with the global south.
Perfect, thank you. We're already having the call to action here. But let's talk a little bit about how you are already doing these things. So a lot of good ideas that I heard, and what we talked in before. So we had several briefings before, obviously, and talked about what is the main issue. Why is the e-commerce between German market or European market and developing countries? Why is it not as big or as good going as it could be? And we identified some, and I want to tell you them. These are trustworthy and transparent online paying systems. These are obviously lacking a lot of the times. We have the lack of access to capital, or especially venture capital. We're talking about high logistic costs, so sending packages, the real logistic. A lot of you probably know that when you send packages to Rwanda or wherever, it's really expensive. Then we had the e-skills, or the knowledge to really use these products and to handle digitalization, and the marketing or the visibility aspect. So if no one knows about you, they will also not maybe buy your product. Easy. So these are non-tariff measures, how we call them. We want to dive a little bit now into where is your most favorite non-tariff measure where you want to use the leverage. So where do you see the low-hanging fruits? Where do you want to go into? So maybe we start with the middle now. Sure. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. I will do it. Yes, for us, and you can hear it by the name. So we are the logistic natives. We are focused on the logistics, and for us, and that's what we find out when we go out into the African regions and talk to the e-commerce guys, and that's what we do a lot, talk to the postal companies. We found out that there's one really, really important key issue, and you announced it. These are the logistic costs. So if you are a typical e-commerce company based in, I don't know, Tanzania, Kenya, elsewhere in Africa, and you have all your stuff done in a real, real good shape, you are financed, you have good guys work for you, you have a good product, you are sustainable, yada, 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 all that things. And then you have all that done, and you want to start a business, and you have a good online shop, you have the first orders, and then you think about why the hell can I send the order to a typical European or American cost scenario of 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 euro, and you haven't that in Africa. You have to use this typical express logistic companies like the DHL or like UPS and all the other ones, and then you have to pay or you have to offer the sending of the sold item for 69 or 79 euros from Africa to Europe or back. It's bidirectional. It doesn't matter if you do it from Europe to Africa. It's the same problem. So you have this really, really high cost level, and with this cost level, you can't do e-commerce. No way, as we know it, because you can't send it directly to the customer in every way. And so we go on for that, and we try to develop together with the Universal Postal Union. It's kind of a sub-organization of the United Nations, and there are all the postal companies, the designated operators are in. And we try to develop with them together kind of a new backbone that they can use their already existing postal company backbone, which is a worldwide network for sending these items like the small and mid-sized parcels. It's more than 70% of
So that
all
would
the
drop
things.
the logistic costs,
Yes,
right?
that's what we try to go for, and that's what we try to develop. And it's not a low-hanging fruit, but it is a hanging fruit, I would name it like that.
Not low, but hanging.
Yeah.
Dropping logistic costs by using the postal network instead of express services.
Yes.
Well, Zach, maybe you wanna continue. What kind of leverage do you want to use?
So I highly agree that logistics is really huge opportunity, I would say, in connecting the Global South with Europe and the rest of the world. In addition to that, since we are here at Transform, I would say also digitizing a lot of these smaller producers. They really don't have any software or even basic digital tools to just manage their inventory, manage their orders, like a basic CRM or ERP system. This is something that a lot of people know how to build here, but then you just cross the Mediterranean, and then it becomes really, something that basically the average producer does not have, or like small SME company does not have. And then in addition to that, something I will keep repeating is really access to capital. So we worked with a lot of producers, and you need to pay them in advance so that they start producing. And you know that these products will kind of sell. So just investing and giving them enough capital so that they really keep kind of producing the whole year, or increase and modernize also their capacity of production. But capital, even right now I talk a lot more about small producers, but even small businesses, that are developing software, that are in logistics. There is a huge lack of capital. And when we talk about Germany, if you are a startup trying to do something in Africa, the problem here in Germany is that people have no clue what are the opportunities there. They have no data. They are not, they're not very well educated compared to other investors, like French investors, UK or Americans, even Chinese investors. And I would love to see more and more awareness and education of Germans on the opportunities that are there. Yeah.
That's actually a great point. Thank you for stating that. So the invitation, German markets often don't know, or German investors often don't know about all the opportunities that they are missing out. Thanks for that. So Judith, we already heard about a bit logistic costs. We heard about access to capital. We already heard how the German IT sector could engage and help with all of these things by going into the technical details. What do you think? Where do you see the low-hanging fruits?
Yeah, I think the main three pillars where we try to help with the white label project, or the bottlenecks that we tackle, is one, definitely the lack of visibility. Now, in e-commerce has become insanely difficult with a lot of competition, rising acquisition costs, and we truly believe in collaboration, creating this community of brands, because they can, when they come together, they can share audiences, they can reduce costs. So I think this is a very powerful tool to get traction and visibility nowadays in e-commerce, just joining forces. The second is skills development. Since we are also a consultancy, we invest a lot in training the partner brands we work with so that they understand how to develop their brand, how to tackle some of these problems that Zach mentioned, like how to manage their inventory, et cetera, et cetera. So we offer training workshops, mentoring sessions, and so on. And lastly, the logistics part, it's definitely a very, very complex and difficult area we struggle with a lot because we are spread across the world. So we need to basically bring products, move products from India to Germany to Sweden, from Mexico, from different parts of the world. And we really try to use economies of scale and kind of bundle products. So if we see that we have several brands in different areas, that we try to consolidate products and ship in bulk, and obviously then benefit from better logistics rates. But I definitely see there's lots of things that can be done for small businesses in emerging markets to facilitate access to markets in Europe, to Germany, and simplify systems, make them more accessible, more digital, more transparent.
And at White Label Project, you try to bundle the different kind of services that you talked about and offer them to the producers so they can use the economies of scale.
Yeah, I mean, White Label Project is really a holistic approach. So we're not just an e-commerce business. We are really trying to tackle these various issues and bring together, like what I said, skills development, giving brands visibility, logistics, and yeah.
So a whole fruit basket already. So these were a lot of points. I would love to dive deeper into this, but I want to summarize a little bit so maybe you get a little overview. So we were talking about non-tariff measures and why they hinder the trade and how to leverage more opportunities. We talked about economies of scale and how to use them. White Label Project tries to help producers to use economies of scale. We also talked about logistic costs. We talked about how they are way too expensive at the moment and how we could drop them. We also talked about how to use the growing middle market and make use of that, being the German IT sector. So how could you engage with all of the things that we just talked about? These were, for example, the analyzing, CRM, digitizing, etc. You heard it. So as the time is coming to an end, I want to invite all of you to join us at our booth. It's Agentur für Wirtschaft und Entwicklung. So we will answer all of your questions, all of your collaboration ideas that you have. Happily, you will find us for the next 30 minutes down there. And I want to end the panel with a little question. So imagine a little fairy is coming and saying, overnight I erased all the problems in e-commerce there ever were. What is the first thing you try in the morning you wake up? Judith, you can start.
Put me on the spot here. What would I do? I mean, I would definitely reach out to all the amazing producers and brands that I know,
and tell them,
and tell them this is the moment to shine.
Perfect. Yeah. Sharing knowledge is caring. Perfect. Okay, Judith would call everyone and tell them. Thoralf, you?
I would say, or I would go out and say, guys, all of the problems are fixed. Now you can take part in a real good shape in the existing e-commerce, which is there for 20 years, and now you can go in.
Okay, perfect. What's your first thing?
I would say then they don't need me anymore, and I will move to a new area where probably they need me, to solve more problems, I would say.
Perfect. So let's try to work towards this vision that we just got. Thank you for your patience. Thank you all for your amazing statements. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to meet all of you with your questions and cooperation ideas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.